What's up, YouTube? What up, friends and fam? Let's go get into this video for today. Let's go! Alright, so how to set up a successful tree removal company. All the way down to the LLC, to the tools, to the clothing line. I can tell you all the mistakes I've made so far, so you don't have to repeat them, and you can just keep chugging away and doing the right thing, and you never got to backtrack. You know what I'm saying? You never got to backtrack. So, number one, when it comes to buying a chainsaw, when it comes to buying tools, even if you're just a homeowner watching this shit, never buy a homeowner saw. Just don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. They break down easier. You're going to spend double the time on jobs that you could literally spend half the time, if not faster, because you have a more powerful chainsaw that gets the job done better. Faster, quicker, more efficient. You look more professional. Just don't buy a homeowner saw. I bought 2 of them to start off, which was great. I made some money off of. So I guess if you're really that pinched for money, then buy them. But that's the only reason why. Like at the time, yeah, I had a lot less money than I do have now, but I still could have afforded having commercial chainsaws. I just didn't know shit about chainsaws, and then when I went to the chainsaw store, the dude was a nice salesman, whatever. I told him I was setting up a tree removal company. He really didn't believe me. He was like, oh yeah, you're setting up a tree removal company, you know what I mean? I was like, well, first of all, you can go fuck yourself, because watch what I'm about to do. I love haters like that, man. I love haters like that, because it's just like, just watch what I'm about to do. Just watch me. I don't give a fuck. But the point being said, you can't go to a store and rely on the salesman to tell you the whole spiel about chainsaws. Watch a video like this, do your research, Google, hit up different tree companies and see what they say. But that's rule number one. Whether you're cutting lawns or putting a house together or whatever it is, get the top-notch fucking tools. Why wouldn't you? If it's only $500 more to get the top-notch chainsaw over the homeowner's chainsaw, buy it. Like we got the 2 top chainsaws. I have 3 commercial chainsaws. No, I got 4 commercial chainsaws. 2 climbing ones. One's a Husqvarna, and the other one's a Stihl. I don't know the exact model of the Husqvarna climber, but it's like, I think it's the best one, or one of the best ones. Like, I don't fuck around with petty shit no more. And then the Stihl climber, I think it's a 201 something, or I don't know exact model. If you want to know the exact model, I'll look at it next time I'm with the crew. Then I got a Stihl 400. I think it's a 400C, then a 390 XP Husqvarna. I like having both Husqvarna and Stihl because I don't know what side I'm on yet. To my knowledge, Stihl works better, but they're much harder to fix. Like, we accidentally put gasoline in my 2 homeowner chainsaws and my Husqvarna chainsaw. I was able to fix my Husqvarna chainsaw for $80 or $100, whatever it was. But my Stihl homeowner chainsaws... Oh, shit. Sorry, I had a business call come in. I didn't even want to answer it right now. But, so my Stihl homeowner chainsaws, I bought both of them. One of them's like $600, the other one was like $700. Both of those would have cost me more money in parts to fix than it would have been just to buy a new chainsaw. So my philosophy, I've never had to fix a commercial grade Stihl, but I think they're all made the same way, where you have to take out every single part of it just to fix the chainsaw if something's wrong with it. Husqvarna is a lot easier to fix. In my opinion, my mechanic is my father-in-law, or soon to be my father-in-law, my girlfriend's dad, and he's owned a couple power tool companies before, like rental places, and is taking care of multiple chainsaws. He told me they both work the same, just Husqvarna is easier to fix. Which, you got to put that into consideration, because if you can train your guys to like Husqvarna more than Stihl, I feel like you'll save a lot of money in the long run. which it is what it is. My guys, they're super favorable to Stihl. I don't know why. I really don't, because I don't think it's that much better. But at the same time, like, I want to keep them happy because they work so hard for me and they make a lot of money for us. So it's like, why wouldn't I just buy Stihl? And, you know, I guess every time a chainsaw breaks down like that, I just got to have a couple thousand in the bank just to get new ones versus $100. You know, it's up to you. That's the only difference I see between Stihl and Husqvarna is that Stihl works a little bit better, so you will get jobs done a little bit faster, but when they break down, you're absolutely fucked if you don't have any money. Alright, so commercial tools, get them, get top grade shit. I don't care if you have to wait to start your business until you can afford it. Definitely do that. Because, like I said, but if you're like an entrepreneur, you're itching to get out there and you can only afford a $500 machine, get it and start working and save up for a commercial grade chainsaw. Because one thing I've learned about chainsaws is once you fire up a couple chainsaws, the customers will break out their fucking wallet, they'll break out their checkbook, they'll give you money just because you have chainsaws going. Like, people don't know how to operate chainsaws, so when somebody comes to your house and operates chainsaws, they'll give you money because you're doing something they have no fucking idea how to do. And that being said, charge bare minimum for one guy. Like, for one guy, $75 an hour when you have a chainsaw in your hand. So if the job's going to take you 5 hours, 5 times 75, which is what? 670, yeah, 675. No, completely wrong. My math has been off lately, boys. Alright, so if the job's going to take you 5 hours, it's $375 minimum. Like, that's just with one guy and one chainsaw, but if you throw two in the mix, definitely get $150 per hour for your jobs. You don't really have to break it down to customers like, oh, it's $150 per hour, because that sounds like a lot of fucking money, because it is. I'd rather look at big trees and be like, boom, 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 I can do all those for $1,500. Right now, my sweet spot is $1,500. I realize that customers love $1,500 when it comes to tree work. I can go $1,600 sometimes, $1,750. One time I was able to go like $2,200 for a job, and you know, it works out. So you got to really, every single customer is different. That's why when somebody says like, oh, how much for a tree? It's like how much money you have. Like, it really is. Like, every single customer is completely different. Some people want to give you more money. Like, they do. Like, whether they realize it or not, they want to give you more money. Some people obviously want to give you less money. Stay away from those people. Stay away from people that are cheap. If you go on a quote and you realize that somebody's really cheap and you're getting a bad vibe, don't even do the work, man. Don't even do the work, because I got that vibe from a customer. I have a previous video already loaded about that. I'm not even going to get into that because I'll get heated. But when somebody gives you a bad vibe like that, get the fuck out of there. Alright, so after you buy all your tools in this, you know, you might want to do this step before you buy your tools, actually. But get you an LLC, get you registered, all the good stuff. Get your licenses if you need licenses in your state. Every state's different. Like in Massachusetts, you don't need a tree license to cut down trees, you know, but you got to pay taxes if you make money, right? So, like, the state doesn't care, but the IRS does care. You know, if you once you start getting money through checks and you got to put them in a bank account, you got to pay taxes, bro. Like, you just have to. There's just no way around it. You know, you probably could get away with it for a year or two. I don't know how long you get away with it, but I know eventually the IRS is gonna come take your shit and probably throw you in jail if you don't want to pay your shit. That being said, I have no affiliation with this website. It's called Fiverr. I found an accountant through Fiverr. They're way fucking cheaper than anybody in the US. Like, what I'm paying them $200 for would probably cost me $3,000 in the US. Like, it's that much of a fucking difference. Like, it just is what it is. Like, that same with my logo. I got a logo. Maybe I'm gonna have the the screenshot or whatever it is, thumbnail, be my logo. But I got a logo done, and the lady gave me 3 logos for $60. Like, I asked around a little bit how much your logo, graphic designers make logos for. I think it's like on Google it said anywhere from like $300 to $1,500 for one fucking logo. So I was like, hell no, I want to try to do this shit myself, number one. Or then I posted on Facebook. On Facebook, like, I'll get into that in a couple minutes. But Facebook, I posted on the Facebook couple groups like, hey, what do you use for a graphic designer? And then this lady, Alina, who has actually called me before. She's a real estate agent in Franklin, I think. She's really cool. And she called me a while ago. We've become friendly. And then she commented, hey, check out Fiverr. And then I checked out Fiverr. I'm addicted to Fiverr. Like, even at 10 o'clock today, I have a Spanish lesson. My Spanish lesson's $5. You know what I mean? It's Skype, but like, I really, really need to learn Spanish because I own a landscape company, bro. Like, you got to be honest with yourself. Like, the landscape business is pretty much run by Mexicans and Spanish people. It just is. Just like certain people have certain avenues, you know what I mean? Certain races, they stick to one thing, and Spanish people are definitely more so in landscaping than any other race. So it's really smart if you want to open a tree company to start learning Spanish, because you'll just make a lot more money, and you'll save yourself from headache, and you'll save yourself hiring somebody that's bilingual that you really don't like but you keep around just because they're bilingual. But yeah, that my philosophy was, hey, start your business, make sure you can make some money first and get all that shit done. But if you follow my steps about how I get work through Facebook, you'll be all right, as long as you know how to talk to people somewhat. Then, like, I find, like, if you follow my steps how to post on Facebook, you don't need any money for advertising, and then you'll definitely succeed. So go ahead and save up for your accountant, get all that shit done, squared away. Don't wait until you figure out if you can make money or not, because it's really not worth it. But use that business, set up that business, and then you'll be 100% legal and legit from the start. And if a customer gives you problems, you can just sue their ass. You know what I mean? That being said, I have been looking into different countries, because I know, like, Amazon, they don't pay taxes. Like, they pretty much wash all their money so they don't have to pay taxes, whatever you want to call that term. But, like, I've been doing some research, and I'm thinking about really hardcore setting up an apparel store in one of these offshore countries where I ship out my apparel from these countries. That way I don't have to pay taxes. I just think it's like an interesting way to get money, because all that money I get from that company I could just put in stocks, and then eventually I could just withdraw it. And there's just a ways around paying taxes in the U.S., because we're pretty high on, if you own a business here, how much taxes you have to pay. Like, for example, in Dubai, if you own a business, you don't have to pay no tax. If you have a job in Dubai, all that money you make is yours. I'm not really sure how they make money for the government like that, but it is what it is. They figured out something that we certainly don't know. Or the politicians are just filthy rich assholes who just want to keep getting richer and richer. And the way they do that is they take your hard-earned money and they spend it on themselves. Like, how do you think a lot of these politicians are multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, and they ain't sharing it with you and me? That's for damn sure. And they're the ones making all the rules. So, but they've made rules in a way where they can keep their money, and then the poor people usually pay more because we don't know about the loopholes in the system. You got to know about the loopholes in the system. It's America. There's a lot of gray area here. Like, how do you think, like, Jay-Z and rap artists go from selling crack to multi-billionaires? Like, they know the loopholes. They've done their research. Make some money, do your research. Make some money, do your research. Hire people that know what the fuck they're doing, that you can trust, whether it's in this country or another country. I kind of trust people more outside this country to work for me. Cheaper labor, and they're good people, and they're happy to work. Like, I don't want anybody working for me that's not happy to be here. I can find somebody happy to be here tomorrow and set up a business around them. Once you figure this out, man, it's just a mindset. And, like, I feel like I can put anybody to work that... So give me somebody that really wants to work with no talent, no skills, no nothing. I can set up a business around him or her. Give me like 2 or 3 of them, and I can make money off them or with them. Set up some sort of company that they don't need no talent or skill for. You know, you just got to be somewhat of a smart person. You know, you can't just be like a total dumb person or whatever. But you know, you give me somebody that has some common sense, and I can set up a business around them. And give me a group of them, I can set up a whole crew around them. Whether it be landscaping, probably not tree removal, because tree removal requires a lot of experience and skill. But I'd probably go ahead and start like a cleaning business or selling something out of the house into a business fashion. You know, there's like, I'm not talking about drugs, but there's a lot of stuff you can just bag up and sell. Like, say if you want to sell this pen, get a whole pack of them for 50. You know, you can go on Alibaba and get a whole shit ton of these pens for a cheap price. So then you take them back to the States, you bag them up, and then you sell them. You sell them for a little bit more than what you made, and you can just keep doing that. My ringer keeps going off, man. That's a YouTube video, and I've already had 2 business calls come in. So with that, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be making more videos like this because I don't want you guys to fuck up. There's more than enough money in America for everybody to start their own business. And once you guys realize that, I feel like y'all will start your own business. Because if you're on the fence about starting your own business or not, like, you'll realize there's more than enough money. And America's actually set up for business owners. They're not set up for you to be a worker. Like, working at a normal job sucks, man. You have to pay a bunch of taxes, and there's no way around it. If you're an employee of a company, there is no way to writing off anything, which is bullshit because your business owner, your boss can write off everything. He even writes off the fact that he pays you. You know what I'm saying? Then you have to pay taxes automatically or else you're fucked. So with that, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I went a little bit longer on this video than I was supposed to. I have a Skype meeting at 10 o'clock with Fiverr. I'm learning Spanish today. Fucking pumped about that. But yeah. Comment down below if you like this video, if you like this format. I'll keep pumping them out. You guys can take my mistakes and run with them, man. Like, don't do my mistakes. All right, peace.